I have tested countless fertilizers in my garden over the years, so you don't have to. Hey, green thumbs! In this video, I'm sharing my 6 favorite homemade fertilizer recipes. These are all natural, affordable, and incredibly effective. I've ranked them based on my personal experience. So, stick around until the end to see the one that doubled my harvest. At number 6, we have onion peel fertilizer. Never throw away onion peels. Save them while cooking and store them in a dry place. When you have enough, put them in a jar and pour in about a quart of hot, but not boiling water. Seal the jar and let it sit in a warm spot for a day. The next day, strain the liquid through a cheesecloth. This nutrient-rich mix is packed with potassium, phosphorus, and magnesium. To boost its effectiveness, add a teaspoon of dry yeast and a teaspoon of sugar. Stir well and let it sit for 2 hours. Yeast provides B vitamins and additional minerals. Before using, dilute the mixture in about a gallon of water. Water your seedlings with it to strengthen them before planting them in the ground. Use this fertilizer every 10 to 14 days, and even the weakest plants will grow strong and healthy. Coming in at number 5 is a fertilizer that requires just 1 teaspoon of a key ingredient, yet replaces an entire load of manure. First, bring a quart of water to a boil. This step is crucial because one of the ingredients needs high heat to dissolve properly. Next, add 2 teaspoons of a powerful antibacterial and antifungal powder, turmeric. Once the mix cools slightly, add about half a cup of milk. This adds calcium and other essential nutrients. Not only does it strengthen your crops, but it also helps protect them from diseases and pests. The milk helps the solution stick to plants longer, increasing its effectiveness. Mix well, let it cool, and strain through a fine sieve. Transfer it to a spray bottle and mist your plants once a week. If you have leftovers, store them in a jar for later. Let me know in the comments if you use natural fertilizers and which ones are your favorites. I'd love to test them out. At number 4, we have a fertilizer that's perfect for seedlings. It speeds up root growth and strengthens young plants. Just take a handful of rolled oats and place them in a jar. Cover them with water. Rainwater works best. Seal the jar and let it sit for 2 days at room temperature. Strain the liquid into a spray bottle and use it as a natural root stimulator. Oats are rich in phosphorus, which promotes root development. You can use this fertilizer on small seedlings before transplanting them into the garden, as well as on plants already in the soil. The leftover oats can also be used as mulch. Simply bury them near your plants. It's a cheap and effective way to nourish your seedlings, and it even works for potted plants. Now we're moving into the top 3. The third place fertilizer is one I've been using for 5 years, and I never plant vegetables without it. It's made from just 2 ingredients and works wonders for seedlings, helping them develop stronger roots. You can use it for tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, beans, and more. The first ingredient is milk. You'll need about 3/4 of a cup. Milk contains protein, magnesium, potassium, calcium, and essential vitamins. Next, add a teaspoon of baking soda. This helps prevent root diseases, especially fungal infections. Finally, mix in about 2 cups of water. This solution is perfect for foliar feeding and root watering. Apply about a teaspoon per seedling 2 to 3 times a month. The lactic acid bacteria in the milk also benefit plants by strengthening their immunity and protecting against disease. Now, for the second place recipe. This is a fertilizer my grandmother used, and it's incredibly effective for tomatoes and cucumbers. It promotes lush growth and helps prevent diseases while aiding root development. Start by filling a jar with about 2 cups of warm water. Add a tablespoon of baking soda, which balances soil pH and prevents root diseases. Then, add a tablespoon of dry yeast. Yeast is packed with beneficial nutrients and stimulates strong root growth. Stir well until everything dissolves. Before using, dilute this mixture in about 2.5 gallons of water. Apply it around the base of your tomatoes and cucumbers every 2 weeks. Regular use strengthens seedlings and makes them more disease-resistant. My grandmother swore by this fertilizer, and her garden always produced massive harvests. And finally, in first place is my personal discovery, a fertilizer I can't imagine growing seedlings without. Even the weakest sprouts become strong and healthy. It speeds up tomato growth and strengthens roots. Apply it 2 to 3 times every 10 days, either by watering or spraying. It contains amino acids, minerals, vitamins, and beneficial bacteria. To make it, use ordinary bread. You can use fresh or stale leftovers. Take a 1-quart jar, break the bread into pieces, and fill the jar halfway. Pour in water. Rainwater works best. Add a teaspoon of sugar to speed up fermentation. Cover the jar and let it sit in a warm place for 2 days. After that, strain out the solids. Dilute the resulting liquid with about 3 quarts of water, then add 3 tablespoons of milk to enhance its properties. Now you're ready to feed your seedlings. For small sprouts, use a syringe to apply the solution directly. For larger plants, simply water them as usual. You can also use this fertilizer as a foliar spray. Your tomato seedlings will quickly become stronger and healthier, preventing them from getting too leggy. It works great for cucumbers and peppers too. Which of these 6 fertilizers have you tried in your garden? Let me know in the comments. I stopped using chemical fertilizers in my vegetable garden because I realized they do more harm than good. At first, they seemed like a great way to boost growth, but over time, I noticed the soil was getting weaker. These fertilizers don't actually feed the soil. They just give plants a quick fix. Eventually, the ground becomes dependent on them, losing its natural ability to retain nutrients. Another big issue is the health risks. If I'm growing my own food, I want it to be as natural as possible. Chemical fertilizers can leave residues on vegetables, and I don't want that in my meals. Plus, when it rains, those chemicals wash into the water supply, affecting not just my garden, but the environment around me. That's why I switched to natural fertilizers. They feed the soil, not just the plants, and create a balanced ecosystem where everything thrives. Compost, banana peels, coffee grounds, simple kitchen scraps can do wonders. Since making the switch, my plants are healthier, my soil is richer, and I feel better knowing my garden is truly organic. Growing food the natural way might take a little more patience, but in the end, it's worth it. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure to subscribe because I post new videos every single day. I put a lot of time and effort into creating these, and your support truly means the world to me. Every comment, every like, and every share keeps me going and helps this channel grow. So don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss a new upload. I can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.